Hey guys, Leonix here, and I'm joined by Prototype in Rule 18 of Final Five. Unfortunately, you guys have not qualified for the LCS, but on a better note, you guys qualified for the next upcoming promotion tournament in the middle of the season for next year. First question, how do you feel about that last game? I know that Team Coast has actually target banned you, and actually over this entire tournament target banned your Vayne.
I mean, we pretty much got farther than we ever expected. Like, I mean, a lot of the other teams, they had previous LCS players, like from either EU or NA. And then a lot of other teams, they got like the superstars like Macnoon from Korea. And for the most part, me and Rule just played like, we played the lanes that we were supposed to. And like the only times that the opponent AD and support ever outclassed us was when they got a lane swap. I mean, I think it was game 2 of us versus Coast. We just totally crushed the bot lane of Mash Me and Sheep. We like doubled their CS by like 5 minutes, and we just felt pretty good going into those games.
Thoughts, Rule18?
I can't argue with that. We certainly came here and played our lanes. You know, maybe I got caught a few times. As far as the lane swaps go, that did prove to be a problem for us. I'm sorry, I'm making that difficult for you. No. Anyway, so what I take from this last game, in this last set, is we did adapt our 2v1 play. We spent a lot of time talking about it between games, and it may not have been perfect today, but it certainly was miles ahead of where we were yesterday, and for me, that was huge.
I know that Miss Peach, your general manager, had stated that you guys weren't even expecting to get this far in the tournament. How do you feel about exceeding your expectations?
Well, what would have been really cool is if we were able to just straight up 3-0 fusion. That would have been massive for just shutting down the Korean hype train. And I mean, we could have had a completely different outcome. We were actually feeling much stronger to play Curse than Coast, and so just getting the worst possible situation out of it all. I mean, we did the best we could, and hopefully we'll be able to come back and play at LAN again.
If there was anything kind of like, do you think there could have been a better setup for you guys? I know that you struggled in the 2v1 lane swaps. Is there maybe something that maybe you could have improved on better before the tournament, or did you look for anything specific that maybe you could have, in hindsight, would have done better?
Sure. So I don't know how many of you know this, but I was kind of out of the scene for about 6 weeks, 2 months when I was approached by this team. And, you know, I hit the ground running hard, started doing all my training, all my prep work. I got Janna back, got my Nami back, picked up the Soraka. Thresh isn't quite back yet. We'll work on that. Lulu, her numbers don't work. So going into the next split, next tournament, next whatever, I'm going to be more prepped. I'm going to be back on my mechanical prime. And we're going to come in ready for these 2v1s. We're going to also have a plan B strategy, so you can't just ban his ear and walk away. So be ready for us. It'll be good.
I know that Rux is seen as the veteran player coming onto your team. What were your thoughts on him, like his leadership and kind of like guiding you guys along the way?
I mean, Brooks is obviously a really good player, and one of the most helpful parts of having Rux on the team is that he gave us a lot of insight as to how LAN is going to go and how we can expect the booths to be set up and like all the different little things that like we need to do and stuff, because Rux is the only one out of the 5 of us that have LAN experience. And compared to the other teams, like I think it's like 4 out of the 5 players on each other team all had LAN experience, and so I mean it kind of made it the matches go better than they might have gone if we just had 5 non-LAN players or 5 players that didn't have experience. So definitely Rux had a pretty big impact on the team.
Was there anyone in particular in this tournament maybe that kind of inspired you in your play, maybe you even take from, or kind of like I said, inspire you in particular for both of you? This goes to both of you. So.
Inspiration. Who inspires me?
Anyone that really like stuck out to you, maybe their play was incredible or might have been different from yours. Maybe, they did this. This is cool. Maybe I'll try that.
You know, honestly, I've been impressed by everybody who's shown up here. I know it's kind of a cop-out political answer, but, you know, I'm just blown away to be here. It's been a fantastic experience, and I'll certainly come back stronger next time.
Yourself?
I mean, I've been really impressed as to how other AD carries were rotating. I mean, when I first started playing competitive, I was just kind of that AD carry that was just wanted to farm and get to 6 items and try and carry in the fights and stuff. when we went into practice, we kind of started doing like a whole rotate whenever there was like a team fight about to happen. And for the most part, I've seen that the other 80 carries here, they would farm and then rotate like when they were expecting a team fight to happen. And so if I can get that mechanic down, I feel like I could be one of the top 80s in NA.
You know what? I do have someone I want to say inspired me. It's been the coaching staff. It's been amazing to see the coaching staff show up here, not just for our team, not just for Fusion, not just for I know the Fusion Army, not just for Curse, but every team has had a coaching staff here supporting them, and you can really see how it ups the level of play, especially in these best of fives. Game threes, huge impact. So that's definitely good to see as far as the scene goes, and it's inspiring. It gives me hope for the future.
That's amazing. On one of the last questions, patch 4.20. I know that you guys played on online tournament of patch 4.19, and I've always been asking this from other teams. How do you deal with that change in the middle of a tournament? Was that an obstacle for you, or how did you deal with that?
So one thing that we really had a problem in the live event, especially versus Zenith and Complexity, was closing out games. And since the games always stalled out to be like 40, 50 minutes and stuff, the new patch actually gives us a huge edge in terms of our playstyle, because having 5 dragons, having Baron buff to siege turrets, it just makes it easier for us to close out games if we can get that early lead. Obviously, some of the games we didn't get that early lead, and so it kind of, I'm pretty sure we just have to practice on how to prevent the other team from snowballing harder. And I mean, if we get those early leads, we almost never drop the game. Sometimes it gets close to us dropping the game, but I don't think we have actually dropped the game.
It certainly is jarring, switching patches. I know there's a lot of debate in the community about that, and I too would want to debate it. That said, we certainly did benefit from it, so at the end of the day, I can't complain. It helped us.
All right, guys. Shout-outs, plugins to your fans?
Shout out to everybody who watches my stream, who enjoys me playing Vayne, and I don't know, thanks for supporting us.
Shout out to my brother and his brothers at Sammy.
All right, guys. Leonix here. If you want any more content just like this, be sure to check out SK Gaming on YouTube, Facebook. Do whatever you got to do to keep this going. Other than that, till next time.